When you look at this Moodle course, you'll see there's a lot of text in the introductory component of the course, in the course summary. Every time a student opens up your course, they will have to scroll through this information every time. So in the course summary, you'll probably want to include a minimal amount of information and maybe just important information for students to see. In the meantime, there are a couple of ways you could take this information and put it in a resource that is more accessible to students, especially those using smartphones and tablets. So I'll show you how to do this. First, I'm going to copy all of this, and then I'm going to add a page, and we can call this the course outline. And if you're worried about screen readers, we're in the Tiny MCE editor, if you use paste as plain text, you can actually paste it, you can toggle that, paste it in as plain text, and it will remove all the formatting and make it easier for text-to-speech software to work. But for our purposes right now, we're going to paste this in, and then you may want to set an activity completion requirement, show activities complete. When conditions are met, the student must view the activity, and then you can save and return to the course. So now, when a student clicks on the page, it will show up nicely on their device. Okay. Now another thing we can try is we might want to break up this information into chapters in a book. So another way to do this is to add a resource called a book. Now, I'm just going to title this course outline, and just to distinguish it so you can recognize the icons later, we'll call this book format. Okay, and this book contains the course outline information. This technique would also be good for assignments that might have multiple components to it, maybe due on different dates, so you could set the assignment up with each section as a different page in the book. So again, you might want to put in an activity completion requirement, you might want to add a due date, and there'll be other tutorials to show you how to do that. So save and return. So now we click on course outline book format. First thing we want to do is add a chapter title, so maybe this will be course description and learning outcomes. And then we get our content and we paste that in. Okay. And then save the changes. And now you'll see that we have a new block appearing. So then we click on the add a new chapter plus sign. And our next chapter could be tutor information. We'll get our content and save those changes. We can work our way through and keep adding more content. So we'll try one more, and here we can add this one as required materials, the textbook. Required materials. And then we save the changes. So now if we go back to the book, then click on this. There's page number 1, and there's chapter 2, and chapter 3. All right, so as I said, this method works really well for students who are using devices such as smartphones and tablets. And it's also a great way to organize information that might be delivered at separate times, such as with assignments that have multiple parts.